Hello, welcome to Crafting Cliff Notes. Today I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful fabric chain belt using Dollar Tree supplies. The final look of the project will consist of two sections: the chain part, which is the front section, the fabric part, which is the back section. This is how I wore the fabric chain belt. For this project you will need plastic placemat, two different sizes of book rings, mine were 1.25 inches and 2 inches in diameter, a Sharpie, leather or fabric of your choice, tape measure, chalk, and your indoor carpet tape that I got from the hardware store. This was about $4. And lastly, you will need a pair of scissors. Let's get started. Start by figuring out how long you want your chain belt to be. I just decided to go with the length of the placemat and the width of my tape. Start by applying the tape to your placemat. Do this carefully to avoid creases. However, if you do get creases, don't worry, I will show you how to get rid of them. Rub or burnish the tape over your placemat, then cut. In order to get rid of any creases you may have gotten on your tape, all you need to do is either grab a credit card or, in this case, the back side of a lighter and just gently rub it out. Time to cut out our fabric. Take your piece of placemat and measure out how much fabric you need. Here, I'm using the chalk to just make my markings. Next, take your tape and apply it over your fabric. I did this twice to give me more width so that I could fold the fabric over on the placemat, which you will notice shortly. Make sure to burnish the tape properly over the fabric, otherwise it won't work. This was probably not a very important step, but you're welcome to follow along and see what I did. A lot of experimenting though. Now that I'm happy with the size of the fabric that I have, I need to figure out how the placement is going to work. Pay attention to this step. You will see the importance of good burnishing. Now, let the magic begin. Basically, the adhesive part of the tape has been transferred to the fabric. Now we're ready to glue everything together. One of the reasons why I insist on using a plastic placemat is because the finish of the belt is just awesome, sturdy and clean. So this part was a little bit exciting because I realized that I could make a leather headband for my hair. So yay! Next, we need a piece of fabric to cover the rest of the placemat. Follow the same steps that we did earlier. Cut out a piece of fabric, apply your tape, burnish it, remove the paper, then apply. The final step to completing this back piece is to add the end rings, which will be the connector to the chain. If you're using the same measurements as I am, you will need to add the 2-inch rings to both ends, as shown. In my case, I cut out small pieces of fabric measuring about 1.5 inches and half an inch. Then apply that to the hinge of the ring, and then took another little piece of fabric to connect the ring to the end of the belt, as shown. Congratulations, you are done with the first section of the belt. Now onto the second section. Okay, so let's figure out how many rings you will need for your belt. As for me, I decided to use 9 rings in total. So I alternated between the 2-inch ring and the 1.25-inch ring. It took a little bit of trial and error to figure out the best way to do this. Ultimately, you want your rings to have enough flexibility to move, otherwise it will fall apart. So you need to have your piece of fabric at least 2 inches in length. That way, when you fold over on one part of the ring, it connects to the middle of the fabric. Same thing with the other side to form a nice clean knit joint, like as you can see from the demonstration. I hope this makes sense, and if it doesn't, you're welcome to just clarify or ask questions in the comment section. Continue with the same process, alternating between a hinge and a hook, so that you don't have the bulkiness effect on your belt. Look at how sturdy that is.